Running has never been one of my strengths, but it's always intrigued me in a way. Every year I see these new online personalities and almond moms alike gearing up for their marathon training. I wish it was me. But one of the things I've noticed is that at the start of their running season, they always start off with their first 5K. And don't get me wrong, I've dabbled in running before. I've done a couple of color runs. I will admit though that I did walk them with my friends. But I even did try to join my school's cross-country team, and I actually got semi-good until the school decided that they didn't want to fund it anymore and it got canceled. So my running career has yet to really take off, though I've tried in the past. So much for that running career, honestly. But as of recently, I've had new pursuits into a running career. I even tried to document my own running career with a running journey of sorts on TikTok, with the intention to someday work my way up to a marathon, as if I could. I say that because instead I started to notice some pretty bad side effects from running. I had constant nausea, bloating, fatigue, amongst other terrible side effects from long distance running. It didn't take long to realize that distance running was kind of making a flare up with my PCOS symptoms, sadly. So when I switched over to long distance swimming and didn't notice any of those same side effects, I decided to switch over to swimming completely. No amount of Gatorade was going to help me from this chronic condition, sadly. So still, I wanted to see what it would be like to run a 5K with no training, alongside Tommy, of course. A mile felt too simple in a way, and I wanted to jump straight into the first training-worthy milestone, so we went with the 5K for now. And running a 5K without any training is very doable for a lot of people, but trying to run the whole thing comes with its risks, like, and this is straight from the internet, severe muscle fatigue, joint and tendon strain, extreme soreness, overexertion of the heart, breathing difficulties, energy crash, electrolyte imbalance,
rhabdomyolysis,
and injuries that can sideline future workouts. With that in mind, we headed to our local track and started running. Are you ready? Okay. Mile 1, I felt okay, but I want to make it known that it was August and around mid-90 degrees Fahrenheit. So we're in the kind of blistering heat right now for a Pennsylvanian, okay? Kill me, I think it's hot. No wind and not a cloud in sight either. This was the most beautiful day somehow that we got to choose, but it was so hot and humid somehow. Even so, I managed to tell myself that I was fine, that this is easy, that I will be able to do this. But things got rougher fast, unfortunately. On top of that, the track itself was Mother Nature's playground, apparently, as we had to fight many flies, many hornets and wasps, both. I had a huge wasp in particular that I saw. It was the size about this big somehow. I'm gonna say this big. It was yellow and also silver somehow. I don't know what it was, but I could see the stinger, and it was about this far from my face, and I could see the stinger. To jail. For some reason, I also decided to run without music. I usually run with music, and maybe that's for the best, because if I ever run outside, I don't want to hear those insects again. I can still hear them, okay? Even with my hearing issues, I can still hear the buzzing as they're trying to treat me like a human fountain. No, you can't have another sip. I know that some people like to run without music and they actually have kind of like a god complex, like, oh, I run without music. I see it as twisted punishment, and I'm kind of concerned for your well-being. If you run outside, for sure, that's twisted punishment. I have to hear that? Absolutely not. Mile 2, the heat definitely started to catch up with me, okay? I'm just gonna be honest from here on out. You're gonna see me dripping. I don't wanna hear it. Don't wanna hear it. We had also forgotten water. Yes, we're making all the mistakes today. We did not feel like going back though to go get our water, so we decided that this was gonna be a dry run. Is that a term? Did I make a term, a dry run? It's probably a thing. So, with mile 2, it seemed genuinely easy. It's something that was very doable for us, but with running in the blistering heat, I'm just gonna keep saying that. That's how I'm describing it. But with the heat and the bugs everywhere, it was overstimulation station. Let me just say that. I was running with a purpose. I was dedicated. I was determined. We were gonna finish this, but I was so overstimulated that it was insane. I know most 5Ks as well, they're usually on a nice track of sorts. Not like this one. They're usually on the street, they're usually in the open. It's a really nice time with lots of people. There's usually water stations. It's this nice experience. We're just running in a park. So maybe that makes this more impressive. Probably not. I'm sorry. Mile 3, when we hit mile 3, I felt really good about myself because I knew that we only had 0.10 miles left, and that really kept me going. But with 0.1 miles left, I was drenched in sweat, and the bugs were just still on us. And I started to remember why Running and I had never really been that close. We'd never been friends, always acquaintances of sorts. I've tried to dip my toes into that friendship, did not work out. She's not that girl. And I started to remember that scene from The Princess Diaries with Mia Thermopolis when she states,
I am a synchronized swimming, yoga doing, horseback riding, wall climbing type girl. My hand-eye coordination is 0.
I've never been so seen. Mia, my queen. Never. So those who are watching, maybe judging, if you want to see me on a track, you know this now. Don't judge me for being tired. I was tired. Forgive me. Something definitely shifted that I can tell. I haven't run in about 6 months with long distance running, and I noticed that a mental block that I usually had long distance running was somehow gone. I feel like with swimming, I've definitely had to overcome a lot of mental barriers, and I feel like that's helped me with running. Usually with running, I will reach a long distance part where it feels like my body can no longer go, and then but it's in my mind in a way. And I felt like with this run, I could push forward even more. So that was interesting. Maybe I've pushed through some mental barriers as well within my fitness journey throughout, but this run was definitely one of the best with the mental aspect of it being. And I still want to say that I was listening to my body the entire time and I was not pushing it to its limits by any means, okay? So don't do anything dangerous from this video, okay? If you haven't trained, maybe don't run a 5K without training, just for funsies like us. Maybe do, who knows? Not my fault. When we finally made it and stopped, it was kind of feeling like my body was being drained of all energy, and I'm gonna blame that on the electrolyte imbalance and water need.
Sweat, it hurt, it burned. My legs, my skin, and my lungs burned.
When we got home, we did crash on the floor and we laid on it because it was very cold and very nice and it was cooling us down. Thomas also began to drink cranberry juice on the wall. 5K out of the way. Tommy's drinking his cranberry juice. So that's how he was feeling. Thomas did really well this run too. I do feel like I was leading it in a way, and he agreed with that during the run as well, that I was his motivation for this. So take that. Why did I do this? I really wanted to challenge myself, and with running, having that relationship with it prior, I felt like this would be a good testament to where I've come with running. And I didn't know that some of the effects from running that long would stick in a way, and I feel like they did. So I picked up a healthy habit, and then I kind of gave it up for more health, but I still have some of that in return. Very fun. I don't know what that means. Maybe I'm a god. But yeah, if you like this kind of video, please let me know. I would love to do more challenges. Maybe not so much running, but maybe if you want to see me run 10 miles, maybe put it down in the comments. I'll consider it. I've done it before, but without training, it might be very difficult, and I might save it for fall, because if I have to go outside again with all of those bugs and all of that heat, you're definitely going to see a crash out that should not belong on this channel. So I'm just going to say that. Okay, thank you. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It really meant a lot to make this, and a lot that I did not stop. If you want to see more content like this, please subscribe, like the video. I know you're watching. Like it, coward. Okay, I'll see you guys in the next video, okay? Be there. Bye.